ತಡಿ ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಗುಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಾ, ನಾವು ಒಂದು ವೀಡಿಯೋ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. 2 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. This is a plant called Callisa repens. The correct name and all I'll write in the title. This one, I first noticed this about 7-8 years back, 6-7 years back in my dentist's house come office. On the car shed roof it was growing beautifully and we all admired it. So then I started encountering it in all these nurseries and garden shops and all. So it's popular. It's called inch plant and all, turtle vine and such things. And this one, very versatile plant from Central America, very far from our India and our Indian flora and fauna, that is our insects and all. For all of them this is a new species, so none of them eat it. So there is uncontrolled growth. ಇದು ದನ ತಿನ್ನುತ್ತಾನ? ಇದು ದನ ತಿನ್ನುತ್ತಾ? ಇದು ನೋಡಿದ್ಯಾ ತಿನ್ನೋದು? ಹಾಂ, ಹಂಗಿರೋ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಂ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಸೀಮ್ಸ್ ಕೌಸ್ ಈಟ್ ಇಟ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಹರ್ಡ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್. ಎನಿವೇ, this one, it grows very beautifully and looks very showy. This kind of curtain appearance and all is very nice, and it's hardy also, so you can hardly look after, you don't have to look after it, just water periodically, that's all. And it spreads very nicely on its own, so much so that now I noticed that it has escaped into our farm and become an invasive. So why it's going to be a very powerful and overpowering invasive in my sense, I mean from my gut feeling, is that the root, it's already gone invasive in Australia and some other countries. Then the root forms a thick mat like that. So it's such a thick mat that it will smother everything else in its path. So once it escapes to the garden, it will spread slowly in the monsoon and all, smother everything in its way, like small plants in this region, that rungia and then Centella asiatica, numerous small species are there. So they all get eliminated and this one will take over. In a nutshell, that's how these alien invasive species are born and how they spread. It's already, by the way, it spread to the other side into the garden, and then already jumped into the farm also. So this is the other side of that pot. Here it has jumped into the garden and started overpowering the surrounding flora. And those who are getting affected are this oxalis. Normally the Centella asiatica here, that has disappeared. Then everything else it smothers off. There's nothing else here. This stretch, even some of our native grasses are finding it difficult to compete. So it has come all the way to the base of this coconut tree. So there also it's forming a thick mesh. so much so that nothing can grow under it. So these invasive weeds are very dangerous, and when you get these foreign plants into your garden, you're doing a great disservice to the surrounding biodiversity, your butterflies, birds and all, because hardly any flowers are there, so there's nothing to feed any butterfly in this. Normally 20-30 species of these small flowering plants and all occur here. Smothered everything else. So insects can't get anything much food here, neither birds, because the birds eat insects, no fruits also. It becomes a food desert. This much patch, no food is available for any little critter that occurs in this area. So the availability of food has shrunk because this one has entered the garden. As it spreads, availability of food will decrease steadily. So that's about this inch grass or turtle vine, and it's dangerous.